Hi there, I'm Lance and I'm a gamer.
And I'm Sam, and I'm a non
And
gamer.
we are Love to Hate, where we help gamers find great games to play with non gamers.
And today we're taking a look at Red Carpet by Devir.
In Red Carpet, you are going to be the paparazzi, taking pictures of the celebrities as they exit their limousines, walking down the famous red carpet to the Oscars, perhaps, or whatever the award ceremony is going on. Obviously, they couldn't call it the Oscars in this for licensing reasons. But as is the case in real life with the paparazzi, you're going to have to deal with the notorious entourage people, the people that you don't want in your pictures because nobody knows who the heck they are. Well, that's going to happen here in this game, Red Carpet. You and the other players will be playing cards, trying to manipulate the different standees that are walking down the red carpet, trying to get the best angle and clearest picture of the celebrity that you are wanting to take a picture of, that ultimately you hope is going to win an award at the big award ceremony at the end of the night. Let's take a look at how this one works down at the table, and then we'll come back and share our thoughts on it as a gamer and non-gamer. All right, here's Red Carpet on the table. Let me show you guys this game about being a paparazzi taking pictures of the celebrities. In this game, what you're going to have for the components, you're going to have this board in the middle, and this red carpet has a felt-like texture to it. It's got like a fabric on it that is different than your normal playing boards. You are going to have these walls, these tile walls set up to border the red carpet area. You have lots of standees in the game, some of which are going to be celebrities that are going to have this golden base and golden background. And then you're going to have the entourage people, which are going to look like your average everyday folk, and with a red standee back base and background. And then you're going to have lots of cards in the game. You're going to have your cards that you're going to be using in your hand. You're going to have limousine cards, celebrity cards, and then you're going to have some tokens involved in the game, as well as some cubes, and this board over here that we will come back to in just a minute. And you're going to have your standee, your tripod, if you will, that you'll be placing your phone in, taking pictures in this game, because being the paparazzi, you're going to be taking lots of pictures of the celebrities as they walk down the red carpet. Now, how this game is going to work, you will give the first player marker to the first player, and you'll flip over two of these limousine cards one at a time. And on these limousine cards, it's going to show you an arrangement of characters that are going to be coming out of this limousine walking down the red carpet, majority of which are going to be the entourage people, but two of them will be celebrities, and you'll denote which celebrities they are by flipping over one of these celebrity cards. So in this case, we've got this character right here, and she would fill in the number one spot. And these cards are going to be facing this way, facing towards the red carpet, showing you that these two characters are going to be moving down this column, whereas these two are going to be moving down this one, and these two are going to be moving down this column. And there are also arrows here showing you which way they're going to be looking, because that's important in this game. Here's that celebrity that we just flipped her card over, and the card says she's going to be facing that way. So her face needs to be facing this way. As you can see, the standees are not, they are double-sided, but they are not the same on both sides. So she's going to be facing this way towards the right side of the board. And we would fill up these first two rows with entourage people facing their particular direction. Now, for the entourage, it doesn't matter if you use a man or a woman. They just need to be the entourage people. And then for our second celebrity, this space right here, we're going to put in that guy right there. And he's going to be facing towards the left. Here he is, facing towards this direction. And then we'll get one more entourage person in here facing this way. And now we are loaded up, ready to begin the first round. We flip over one card. I think I might have said we flip over two cards. You only flip over one card. But anyhow, you are ready to begin, and you'll have a hand of cards. Now, the cards are going to have three different things on them. They'll have a number listed in this star in the top left space. The top right space will be an action that you can do with the card. There will be three different types of actions. And then there will be one person on each of the cards, one celebrity, I should say. So let's talk about what are the three things that you'll be doing with your cards. Starting with the first player, you will play one of your cards. You'll have 5 cards in your hand at the beginning of every round, and you'll choose one card to play. And one thing that you might do is play it for the number up here. Now, if you look on the left and right sides of the board, there are going to be numbers 1 through 5. And on this side of the board, they run from lowest to highest. And on this side of the board, they run from highest to lowest. Well, if I play a card, I can move my tripod to any spot that has that number that is not already occupied by another tripod. So in this case, I can move to a 1 or a 2, and there is a 1 on this side, but there's also a 1 over here on this side, and the 2s are right there. And why would I place on any of these spots? Well, placing right here allows me a good vantage point of this row right here. And I suppose I could also get this row, but it is looking at it kind of catty corner, which is going to cost me some points. It's better to be looking straight on at the celebrities. But also, you want the celebrity to be right in front if you can for maximum points. So maybe this spot right here would be the best, being able to see this celebrity. But unfortunately, it's the back of her head right now. So I would need to try to get her to turn around to be able to face my camera, because my camera will be in here at the end of the round. So that is what playing for the number allows you to do. Let's talk about the different actions that are going to be up here in the top right. There's going to be 3 different actions, as you can see these 3 different icons. This one right here is going to have you move somebody on down the road, the red carpet, excuse me, towards the auditorium. The auditorium, everybody's going towards an awards ceremony, and the auditorium is down here at the end of the red carpet. And so by playing one of these cards with this action right here, you're basically calling them, hey, come down here, come down here. And so you would shift everything in that particular column 1 space forward wherever the celebrity's at. So if the entourage person was behind the celebrity, only the celebrity would move. But if the entourage person, or any other celebrity for that matter, is in front of the celebrity that you're calling down, they would all move down 1. And so that's what this action is going to do. Now, this action allows you to call them to do a 180, to turn around. And so having my tripod right here, I would want this particular celebrity to turn around because all I can see is the back of her head, and that doesn't make for a good shot. So I would play this card right here to have the celebrity turn 180 degrees, and now she is facing the camera, and that's perfect. That's what I want. So that's what that action allows you to do. And this action right here allows you to move somebody in the row. And so if I actually wanted to take a picture of this celebrity right here, I might play this card, and allows you to move that celebrity 1 space forward, pushing, swapping places basically with anybody else that might have been in that spot. And so now this guy's 1 space closer towards where I need him to be. I might play another one later on, and now I can have them swap, and now I could have a picture of this celebrity instead. And we'll come back to why you might want to take pictures of certain celebrities more so than others. And that really has to do with the third thing that you might do with the card, which involves the different characters on the card. Now, this board right here, which I haven't really shown you just yet, is going to have cards on it that are going to have all the different celebrities on them. And you'll arrange this board at the beginning of the game, but there will be celebrity cards in each of these spots right here. As you can see, this is column 3, column 2, column 1. And then there's going to be someone that is placed right here at random that is going to be the Lifetime Achievement Award winner. And these are the people that are going to be up for awards at the end of the night. And so you've got 3 people in this column right here. They're all competing for 1 award. You'll have 3 people in this column all competing for 1 award, and 3 people in this column all competing for 1 award. And then the person right here, they are the Lifetime Achievement Award winner, and you already know that they're going to win an award. But at the end of the night, only 1 person from this column is going to win, only 1 person from this column is going to win, and only 1 person from this column is going to win. Well, how do you determine who wins what? Well, that's where these cards come into play because you might play one of the cards that has a character on it to vote for them, and you would do that face down, placing that card right here. And as the game progresses, there'll be lots of cards placed in this because at the end of every round, you'll have 2 cards left over, and you'll actually use one of those 2 cards to vote at the end of the round. So you may vote multiple times in a round because you will vote at the end of the round guaranteed, but you could use one of your turns to vote again. And you would want to vote for somebody in each of these 3 columns that you've already taken a picture of, and you have a very nice picture of that person, scoring as many points as possible, up to a maximum of 10. And essentially, if that person wins the award, wins the popularity vote, in other words, then you're going to be doubling your points on that particular person. So you want to vote for somebody that you have a very nice picture of, or you're planning to get a very nice picture. Now, the Lifetime Achievement Award person, you already know they're going to win, so their points are going to be doubled. So you absolutely want to get a picture of whoever ends up right here, and you want it to be the best picture possible. Now, back to the gameplay. So you will have 5 cards in your hand. You'll be playing 3 of those for actions, and at the end, once everybody has played 3 of their cards, you'll have 2 cards left over, and you'll choose one to vote, like I mentioned, and one that you'll just discard away. And that would be the end of the round. You'll pass the first player token, and you would start a new round. And there's going to be 5 rounds in this game. You'll load up a new limousine, pushing everything down towards the end of the red carpet. Once somebody comes off the end of the red carpet, they're gone. If you didn't get a picture of those celebrities, too bad. New celebrities are going to be coming out, and you'll have a chance to take pictures of them. Now let's talk about how you get points with the pictures that you take. Well, you have a player aid right here that's going to tell you how many points certain things are worth. You'll get 3 points if the celebrity is facing towards you. You get 0 points if the celebrity is not facing towards you. You get 2 extra points if the celebrity is right in front of your camera. However, you will not get those 2 points if there are other people in front of the celebrity that you're trying to take a picture of, such as the entourage people. You'll get 2 extra points if that celebrity is directly in front of your tripod. However, if they are catty corner, then you do not get that 2 extra points. And then for every person that is also looking towards the camera when you take that celebrity's picture, you will lose 1 point for every other face that you can see in the shot. And so you really only want that one celebrity looking at your camera. You want to turn all the entourage people away from the camera because that's a distraction. And then lastly, the last thing that you'll get points for are the icons that are going to be seen in the background on these walls. As you can see, there's different objects and icons. Well, looking back on this particular board, with the celebrity cards on it, you will also place one of these tokens on each celebrity, and that is their sponsorship. That is who they are sponsored by, some company, some brand. And you want to try to get as many of those icons in the scene with the celebrity when you take their picture. So for this particular celebrity right here, we want to try to get as many of those icons behind her. And as you can see, there are some on this wall back here. And so really, you're just trying to take your picture in such a way that has those visible in the scene, because you'll get 1 extra point for every one of those that you can see. And that determines how many points you get. You'll use your little scoring cube to keep track of your points on these cards, and the game will continue. At the end of 5 rounds, you'll reveal all of the votes to see who has won awards. And again, the points that you scored for the celebrities that win the awards are going to be doubled. Otherwise, it's just straight points. Whoever has the most points at the end of 5 rounds is going to be the winner, and that is how you play Red Carpet. Let's go back up top and share our thoughts on this one. And we're back, and now we're going to share our thoughts here on Red Carpet from a gamer and non-gamer's perspective. So Sam, the first thing I want to point out with this game, it's not the first game that we've ever played that involves cell phones.
Mm-mm.
And I know that's a big factor for a lot of people when it comes to board gaming, that they don't want any kind of technology, any kind of screen. Some people.
Which is understandable.
Yeah, which is understandable. But this may be the first game that we've played that I can think of where you're inclined, you don't have to do it this way, but you're inclined to have everyone have a cell phone or
Yeah.
at least some way that everybody can take their own picture.
Yeah.
So I want to get your thoughts first on that at the front of this video. What did you think about that? Do you have any kind of feelings as it relates to
I
this
just think
game?
it limits us being able to play with our kids. Our kids don't have cell phones,
Yeah,
and so it would be sharing ours, which
right.
is a total possibility. You
You
don't
can
have
do
to all
that.
have to take the picture at the same
Right.
time. Um, but it might limit some people.
Yeah.
But it's not an app or anything you're downloading on your phone. It's
No.
literally just the camera. So
Yes. You just need your camera.
I
Yeah.
think that's a benefit too. So you could use old phones that
Right.
don't have any internet or
Right.
whatever. You can shut everything else down.
Now, if you end up playing this game with somebody who's been living under a rock that does not have a phone that has
And
the
don't know how to
capability
use it.
that does
Oh.
not have the capability of taking pictures, and maybe you're like at a board gaming convention or whatever, I could see where this game doesn't work because you don't want to lend your phone
Your
to some
mother would hate
stranger.
this game.
Yeah, my
Your
mom.
mother would be horrible.
No, she'd be out. Yeah, because she couldn't figure out how to use a camera. So, whereas most games they put an age range that says, you got to be this age and older to play this one. This one might work the other way around.
Yeah, like our 5-year-old would probably be like, "Yeah, I got this."
Yeah. But our parents, I
Yeah.
don't know. But anyhow, let's get serious about this. What did you think about the theme with this one? Because I think this is a very interesting theme.
I like the theme a lot. We've had some other games where you're taking pictures of.
Yes.
You didn't actually use
Yeah.
your phone.
Picture Perfect is
Picture
kind of the one
Perfect,
that I'm
yes.
thinking of, which is on our shelf right
Yes,
over
yeah,
here.
the same thing.
Yeah.
So kind of like posing people and stuff, but I like the celebrity aspect of it, the red carpet. I literally had just watched the Emmys right after we played this, so I watch all the
Yeah.
red carpet events, so I really enjoy the theme, and I'm not a big theme person either.
I love the way that the theme comes out in this game. I
Yeah.
mean, this game is 100%
It's not just
theme.
pasted on.
And I say it's 100% theme. It is strategy too. There's a
Yeah.
high player interaction with this game, and that might be a pro or con depending
Yeah.
on how you feel about
You're getting
it.
up and moving.
Yes, and you are getting up out of your seat and you're moving around the
Yeah.
table trying to see the different angles and everything. And the angles are super important
Yeah,
with this one
yeah.
because what looks to be clear and obvious as you kind of move
Yeah.
around is not so clear and obvious.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting aspect of this game that you don't really see in any other kinds of games. So I think the one thing that is absolutely going to be true about this is that this is a very novel kind of game.
Yeah.
It's a different gaming experience with this one than just about any other kind of
Yeah.
game. So, but is it fun? Is that something that you enjoyed with this one?
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I really liked that, you're legitimately taking pictures of celebrities and there's people in the background. So it feels very realistic in
Yeah.
that aspect.
Yeah, and it looks very cool out on the
Yeah,
table too.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to pros and cons here with red carpet. So, Sam, the bullet point highlights that you really enjoy about this game, what are they?
I mean, there's a legit red carpet. I
Yeah.
liked that. Like, I think it's very on theme.
The felt of the carpet is
while
cool too.
while they can't name the miniatures specific celebrities, obviously some
They are clear,
resemble
Alfred Hitchcock,
yeah.
Marilyn Monroe.
yeah. They resemble those, so that's fun.
Yeah. For sure.
I think I enjoyed the moving around the table and just the ability to kind of, there is a little bit of take that, which could
There can
get
be
mean
a
at the
lot
end.
of take that.
Yeah.
And we'll come back to that maybe on the cons. But I do think it is a pro too in the sense
Yeah.
that it's very strategic. It's not
Yes.
just to,
And
ha,
it's,
gotcha.
it's a fairly quick game. It almost feels, because you're getting up, you're moving, and it's quick, feels like a party game. I
Yeah.
wouldn't necessarily put it in that category, but maybe
Right.
so
It's very kind of social, even
Yes.
though you're not necessarily talking to the other players.
and I feel
you're
like
talking about
when
what's
it's
happening.
those types of games seems to go over better than in a game that's very strategic and you're taking an hour to play, and then
Yeah.
there's take that. I think your feelings get hurt a little bit more.
For sure, yeah.
that
The
makes sense.
stakes maybe aren't as high in this
Yeah,
game, if that
yeah.
makes sense. Yeah. Mostly because you can still get something on every round, even if
Yeah.
your perfect picture got ruined because
Yeah.
somebody moved the line down one more or whatever. you still get something, and it's still fun, kind of like trying to, oh, well, darn, okay, now I'm gonna have to switch and take the picture of this
in
person
general,
over
it's
here.
just it was just a fun game. It was enjoyable.
Yeah, it's easy to learn.
Yeah.
And I think it's very intuitive. You understand. I mean, if you get the sense of what it's like to be a paparazzi, it's pretty intuitive of knowing, okay, I want the person as close to me looking at me. Now, let's get to some of the cons, because I'm going to throw out a con real quick before you share yours. And I feel like the scoring can be a bit goofy.
Yeah.
And a little hard to decipher, especially your first time around playing this one. Was that kind of your experience?
I was going to say, you say it's easy to learn. I think that this part, the red carpet and the people moving them, was easy.
That's what I meant.
I had difficulty with the choosing who might win and how
the voting.
Yes, the voting, and how that would affect me personally.
Sure.
It took. I mean, I felt that part. I felt like I was guessing a lot.
Well, so
of what felt right.
The thing about the voting, and maybe this could be a pro or a con. It's what I think you're kind of getting at there is that it's very unclear voting. Like you're voting, and sometimes you're voting before you even know who you want to vote for, really, because you might not know if the person you're voting for is someone that you're going to be scoring highly on, because maybe you haven't even taken their picture yet, or you're going to be taking their picture and you feel like, oh, I've got the perfect picture, and then somebody screws it up. And now it's like, oh, well, dang, this is just an okay picture, but I've already voted for him.
Yeah.
So you're locked into it, and that kind of does you feel like, oh, well, I can't do anything about it.
Something feels a little off on the scoring.
Yeah. Well, it's something you got to keep referencing back to the player aid. And I've played this game multiple times now, and I still feel like I have to come back to the player aid to be like, okay.
I don't know how it could be fixed necessarily.
I don't know.
It does
just
feel
playing
slightly
it over and
broken.
over and over again.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say it's broken necessarily. It's just
wonky.
Wonky, funky.
Yeah.
Any other kinds of cons with this one, with your experience with it?
I mean, no, I can definitely see as other people would find it a con with the phones, and you definitely don't want to be having to help people use their phone and take that could be frustrating. You want to play with people that are going to know how to use their phones and take a camera, but that wasn't our experience, so that wasn't a con of mine.
The only other con I would say about this one is and I will admit, this was not my first experience playing this one. My first experience playing this one was very positive. I had a great time with it. Some of the other people I was playing it with said, I don't know, I feel like this is gimmicky and it's got a shelf life to it, meaning you're only going to play it so many times before it starts to feel very samey. And I thought about it and I was like, well, maybe. And now that I've played it a few times, I do kind of agree with that slightly. I enjoy these kinds of games that are very novel, perhaps even gimmicky. I feel like that they're good
for non-gamers.
They're great for non-gamers. Yeah, right, exactly. And I feel there's a certain pleasure to be had with opening up this kind of game and showing it to people and then being like, oh my goodness, that's really interesting. And getting a certain enjoyment out of that.
I feel like people that say that too are coming from a standpoint of, oh, I have like 10 games at home and this is going to be our rotation. We have like 400 games and we will, be lucky if we play this again in the next year because we have so many games.
Right, sure. So, I mean, obviously it depends upon who you are and the kind of gamer that you are. If you're somebody who's just getting into this hobby, or maybe you don't have a whole lot of experience with all the kinds of games that are out there, you might play this with the people that you play games with, and you might play this a lot of times and feel like this is a great experience. But if you're somebody who's heavily into the hobby, this could get samey, I feel like, probably after a few gameplays.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of depends upon who you are, if this is going to be the kind of game that sticks around long in your collection.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to our scores here for Red Carpet. Sam, I will go first, I guess, and give you my score on this one. So, as I already mentioned to you earlier, I really enjoyed my first initial plays of this game. And not that I haven't enjoyed my later plays in it. I've maybe just cooled off slightly on it. But I do feel like it's a very interesting game, and it's one that I would be happy to play with new people who've never seen it before. I don't know if I'd keep playing it with the same group over and over and over again. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and give this game maybe a 7.4. I think is kind of where I'm at with it, which is a game for me that, again, I would probably keep it in my collection and break it out once in a while, especially with new people that maybe have never played these kinds of games,
Yeah.
or aren't heavy into the hobby. So that's kind of where I'm at on this one. What about you?
I was going to give it a 7.2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's nice to have a game like there's no dice, there's cards, but it's not a card game. Like it's
Yeah.
not the typical.
It is a hand management because
Yeah,
you're
I
deciding
guess,
what to do
yeah.
with each of the cards, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, it's just very different. So I think it's nice to have on our shelf.
It's a spatial kind of game,
Yeah.
where you're manipulating stuff on the board, and I mean, you're literally taking pictures, so that's a different kind of game.
Yeah, but it's also something that people wouldn't be very familiar with. So,
Right.
Pros and cons.
Yeah, for sure. Well, there you have it. That's our thoughts here on Red Carpet. It's a brand new game from Devir. Leave us some comments down below. Let us know what you think about this one.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.